And I don't even think that even the 60 will still be reliable, because it is normally triggered by the 40%, by putting more. So, and I put my views in writing. I even wrote some documents.
We have around 20 companies here, but we need to do more. Our private sector is very keen. And
I told Boutros Ghali that the problem to the Nile is not waraka. You call it in your Arabic, you call it waraka. Documents, document this, document that. That's not the problem. The problem of the Nile are really two. Number one is the underdevelopment in the tropics. Mm-hmm. If you maintain underdevelopment in the tropics, backwardness, you have two problems. You have the problem of primitive agriculture, where people are just misusing the land and the water and the water bodies, because they don't know what to do. In that way, the fellahin here invade the wetlands, what they call wetlands. What they call wetlands are actually tributaries of the Nile. Now, when they invade them and grow crops there, then they destabilize the rain system in the tropics. So, problem number one, which I told Boutros Ghali long ago, was the tropics must undergo socio-economic transformation, so that the big part of the population does not depend on agriculture. They shift to industry and services and so on, and leave a few people in agriculture who know what to do, who don't have to invade the wetlands, invade the forests, invade the catchment area. These mountains are they are water towers.
Yes.
So this is number one. The second danger is the energy, the biomass, which is the same problem. The population using the biomass to cook. This is where the danger is to the Nile. Here in Uganda, 60% of our rain comes from the ocean, from the Pacific and the Indian Ocean, but 40% comes from the local water bodies. So if the local water bodies disappear, you can be sure that 40% of the rain will disappear.
Are keen to invest, to inject more investment here in Uganda in order to further strengthen and deepening our cooperation. On the political level, hopefully we would like to have a ministerial joint committee in order to follow up with the implementation of how to further enhance our cooperation. I was talking with my dear brother, hopefully to receive him and the Minister of Water Resources to come to Cairo in December in order to talk about specific projects on the ground with mutual benefits for Uganda and for Egypt. We have a capital of $600 million as a start for the scale of guarantees for export and investment here only in the Nile Basin region, and more specifically in the equatorial Nile Basin countries, above all Uganda. Also, the government decided just a few days ago to establish a new financial mechanism to be funded by the government of Egypt with preliminary funding of $100 million as a seed money, and then to cooperate with other donors in order to implement developmental and water and infrastructural projects in the Nile Basin region, because it doesn't hurt our interest, but of course, in contrary, further enhancing our cooperation with our sisterly countries in the equatorial Nile Basin. So this mechanism will be a game changer in doing more business, implementing projects from this fund or mechanism, including some dams, including cleaning waterways in the Nile Basin countries, including also implementing developmental projects on the ground. So that was enacted by the government and the cabinet of the ministers few days ago. And we would like to do more, especially with Uganda. Also, the state-owned companies and the private sector, as I mentioned, they are very keen to do more business here. We have a big delegation in order to have branches or franchise of Shell Out gas station, which is the most popular brand in Egypt. We are confident of your leadership that you will take care of our concerns, and you will do your best in order to build more consensus among us and to give us time in order to work with others, sisterly countries. And we are fully committed to work with you and with the other Equatorian Nile Basin countries in order to develop the water resources and to implement different projects, whether developmental or in water matters. Bridging this deficit through recycling. We are recycling water 4 times. Maybe a stadium here in Akibwa, and with our brothers and sisters here in Uganda in the areas of pharmaceutical industry to look at to manufacture it here in Uganda to serve as a hub for the whole Eastern African region. We are fully committed, Your Excellency, also the training to provide, to send the medical convoys, to receive young cadets from the diplomatic institute, to be more active in the activities of the NBI, the Nile Basin Initiative, in order to be more focal, more so a very booming sector of electricity, especially renewable, Your Excellency. And we are working with the